The college football experience, San Diego State Aztecs 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, brought to you by our very own Patreon. Yes, score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Parlay Play. Yes, Parlay Play is a lead pipe lock for parlaying player props. Go to parlayplay.io. Use the promo code SGP for a 100% deposit bonus today. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. San Diego State Aztecs 2023 season preview episode. It's been fun talking. I'm just excited to talk San Diego State Aztec football. Are they in the Pac-4? Are they in the Pac-10? Are they in the Pac-12? Are they in the Mountain West? I don't know what's going on. College football is batshit crazy. It's going to be fun to talk about. But look, perhaps you're wondering just who the hell you're talking to. Well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Do you think they said something like that to George Klavikov? And you're nothing but a lemon-headed coward terrorist pussy, and I'm after you, buddy. Perhaps I am joined by my co-host. Wait, look, we got to talk about it. You got to subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, because this guy, they call him the man in the box. Give it up for one CJ Sullivan. How you doing, brother?
Great, Dundee. Excited for the San Diego State episode. You laid it out perfectly. These chiselers are going around trying to make their own conference. They're trying to go into Pac-12. Then we didn't want to do that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hilarious offseason. Look, first they start out with the Mountain West of like, hey, this is our. I just want you to know that we're considering. This is just a letter.
Yeah.
It's just a letter saying that we're leaving, but we're not leaving. And we're hoping that if we do leave, you give us a 30-day grace period, because you don't want to pay $34 million as opposed to 17.
It's a letter that said we might leave. It's a letter that says we could leave. We could also stay. We also wrote, if you look at the back of the letter, it also says we might stay and try to poach one of your teams too and get out of here, but we'll deny it if you didn't bring it up.
And then I love it. Like, no, we're not. Gloria Navarez, the Mountain West commissioner, is like, no, we take this as you're leaving.
Yeah.
No. You completely misunderstood me.
I just said maybe we should take a break. I didn't say we should break up.
Not taking my shit out the house, honey.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I just think we could both use some time away from each other. I think it would benefit both of us.
And then after all that, they're like, when they realized the Pac-12 didn't have their TV deal in time, they're like, you know what, Mountain, we got a good thing going. We got a special thing. And then after the death a month later of the what Pac, at that point it was Pac-10, but then Colorado left, and then it was a Pac-9. You thought San Diego State might be the 10th team. But then no, everyone leaves, with the exception of 4 schools. And now they're thinking, well, you know what? We can leave the Mountain West, grab the 4 schools, grab a couple other Mountain West schools, maybe a couple AAC schools. Man, what's going on here, CJ?
It's amazing. They're like Ed Harris and Glengarry Glen Ross. They're like, hey, I'm not saying if I could steal the leads, but if you are you saying that? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you want it, we can do it.
Well, that's what's,
we can do our own Power 5. Power 5. What the hell are you talking about?
they actually are selling me on this. They're selling me a little bit. Okay.
I wish the Pac. Well, there's 4 teams left. In the
4 teams
Pac-10?
left. Stanford, Cal,
Okay.
Washington State, Oregon State. Actually, not the worst program.
Right. Absolutely.
That's the irony. Is like
Then I heard
Arizona.
Cal, Stanford want to go to ACC too. Was that a rumor?
Yeah.
No, I like
Who
that.
knows what's happening?
Let's keep these 4 and keep calling yourselves the Pac-10. Play each other each week. Just a whole round robin,
Look, I think I saw what San Diego State saw because I was like, wait a second. So the Big 12, once Oklahoma and Texas leave,
right?
Your best school is like probably Utah or Kansas State, right? And then you have a lot of really good football teams, but not like national brands, right? So I was like, wait a second. If you got the 4 Power 5s, you add a Fresno, a San Diego State, that takes you to 6. You go to Boise, 7, Utah State. You stay in Utah. Go get Colorado State to make it 8. And then I'm like, SMU spends a shit ton of money. They're in Dallas, Texas. Tulane's in New Orleans. You get into that pipeline. You get into the Memphis Tigers pipeline. And that's your conference. And you actually, I think, could argue that long term we could be better than the Big 12 because of the cities you're in. New Orleans, Memphis, San Diego, Dallas, strong recruiting areas.
Much better cities to recruit and to visit and to live.
Bay Area's got a shit ton of people. Yeah. So it's like, I kind of saw the blueprint. I don't know how this isn't happening. I know Stanford, Cal, little snobby saying that we don't want to be playing Boise State, really, because you'll get your ass kicked. But it's all fascinating to me. I mean, it's terrible, obviously for San Diego State fan. You got this brand new stadium. You got the Snapper. They call it the Snapdragon Stadium.
Right, Snapper.
So they've done all the steps to become a power
language. I like that.
They've done all the steps
it's
to
Snapper night here at the Snapper 2 for 1, if you know what I mean.
Nobody goes into the Snapper and gets a dub. All right,
it's tight quarters in the Snapper. I'll tell you that.
But dude, I mean, look, they've been building for this Power 5 jump, and then the floor gets taken out beneath them or some shit like that.
Absolutely hilarious. These fucking thieves, they're scoundrels.
I mean,
they're like, why? They're sliding into DMs to all these schools trying to get their rendezvous, trying to run a 2-man, if you will.
Well, then you have the fact of like, I mean, this program hasn't had a losing season since 2009.
Right.
So it's like they've been winning. They've been good, and they've now got a stadium. Their basketball team just played for the national championship. I'll be honest. If this Pac-4 thing doesn't work out, I don't understand how Yormark's not considering. I know maybe not this year, but long term, San Diego makes a ton of sense. Get into Southern California, give them competition to USC and UCLA. They have. I mean, San Diego high school football. Alex Smith. Reggie Bush,
love
Marcus
San
Allen,
Diego.
Junior
Love the Aztec program. Back from your Darnay Scotts and Dan McGuire's. Crying out loud.
I mean,
as here Hakeem.
There you go. Kyle Turley, remember him?
Of course.
It's so. I mean, to me, it's one of the more fascinating things. Like they have to find a home because of the
and of course the God Marshall Falk. I mean, that goes without saying. Though.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe the greatest running back.
Yeah, you could make that argument, but. Dude, I mean, I have a hard time believing that they're just going to stay in the group of 5 because of the recruiting advantages to getting into San Diego and the fact that their basketball and football programs are really good. So I think be patient if you're an Aztec fan. What do you think?
I don't think you have any choice. I mean, I think what they're doing it's pretty embarrassing. It's humiliating to get their stuff put in front.
They definitely fucking botched
the
whole exit thing.
They botched everything. They botched the Brexit. They botched the Paxit, the fucking Mountain Wexit, whatever it is. They botched it all. They slide into everyone in DMs, and all these other schools are posting the receipts, if you will. They're like, look what San Diego State just text me.
Yeah.
Go get your man.
Brady Hoke, though.
Yes.
Was coming off a 7-6 season. In year 1 during the COVID year, once again, he went back to San Diego State. He was the head coach in 2009 and 10 before he left for Michigan. He came back in the COVID year, went 4-4, then a 12-2 a season and 21, and then 7-6 last year. In a way, and I don't know that he's necessarily on the hot seat, but you would think if they're throwing all this money on the football program,
right?
Maybe maybe a pivotal year for old Brady Hoke.
I don't know. Brady Hoke restored order there. I mean, he's, their history's with him. They were bad before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a while.
They were.
He rescued them.
Since Eric Coryell.
Yes, it's Eric Coryell.
You know, Coryell's coaching staff had Will Walsh, Joe Gibbs, John Madden.
Incredible. Yeah, fuck the Gruden tree. Fuck the goddamn McVay tree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real coaching tree.
But Brady Hoke, so you think this is like, okay, maybe like if he goes,
he gets another. This is a rough year for him. Usually when they have a mediocre year like this, they bounce back with a big double-digit win, something 9-win, 10-win season.
Yeah.
But as we'll see, I mean, they have work to do. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Namely with the offense, but I do like. With their offensive coordinator, brought in Ryan Lindley,
former player for the Aztecs.
Recently. He was the quarterback like in 2010 or something, wasn't he? I mean, younger.
Well, he got done working at the bar. He was bartending down there.
Well, I'm getting too old to bang these co-eds anymore, so now I guess I might as well put on a headset. It all comes that time when the snapper runs dry at the big snapper field. But he comes over from Mike Leach's staff.
Yeah.
So gotta love that.
Gotta love that. Obviously, Coach Leach, friend of the program, may he rest easy. And look, we're going to talk about the offense, the defense, the special teams, the transfer portal. But before we do all that, I want to tell you that the college football experience, San Diego State Aztecs 2023 season previews, brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL Win Totals contest, $1,000 for first place on the line. Besides season-long contests, they also have weekly contests just for the patrons, plus a monthly SGP Stories podcast. You might hear about that time. CJ Sullivan challenged Carl Weathers, a former Aztec, former San Diego State Aztec,
Action
Carl
Jackson.
Weathers, to a arm wrestling match, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just got the Blu-ray of Over the Top, so I had some certain techniques.
And Weathers, they passed on him. It was right. That was when Hollywood was racist. Strictly, they fixed that now. Apparently, I don't know. But look,
thank God.
Yeah. Besides season-long contests, they have weekly contests. I mean, you want to get behind the scenes. You're going to get the stories. You're going to get everything good here. There's even a Discord channel for the patrons. Only you can prevent corporate gambling. So do your part and sign up today. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. Once again, that's SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. All right, we are back on the college football experience. San Diego State Aztecs season preview. Look, Carl Weathers. Biggest stretch of Rocky III is, come on. They have Stallone beating him in a race. Come on.
It wasn't just a race; it's the hugging.
That's how racist Hollywood was. But they're like this 5'2".
Yeah, no. But then they hugged, and then they're circling in the water, splashing. Very homoerotic.
Definitely.
But you're right. I don't care how improved he got in boxing. You're still not beating him in a foot race.
Yeah, that's when that's how racist Hollywood was. They're like, no, we're gonna put Stallone to beat Carl Weathers, a former NFL player for the Raiders and the BC Lions in a race on Venice Beach
with your white knee-high socks and Converse. You Italian paisano.
All right, so all right, let's break down this transfer portal. Such a big deal. This is my favorite part of the show. So you
love it. Just when you read off that NASDAQ, the ticker tape, and then from what I say, SMU.
We're gonna get another run. We're gonna go. Look, departing the great city of San Diego is Gus McGee, tight end. Biff Poggi makes one phone call, and Gus McGee's out of town. Join the Clits. Yes. He leaves a snapper for the Clit.
In Charlotte.
There we go. Wide receiver Jacob Kelly. He's gone. He's out of here.
Man. That's a tough one.
This one's brutal, actually. Defensive back Patrick McMorris, 4-star transfer, lands at Cal. I believe his brother plays on the Cal Golden Bears. That was a substantial loss because he was all Mountain West a season ago, first team.
That is not good.
Wide receiver Hassan Mahasin is in the portal. Offensive tackle Lakia Kapoy goes to San Jose State. One of the rivals. What's going on here? Disgusting. Just that's crazy. Offensive lineman Josh Simmons, and from what I understand, he's projected to start at Ohio State. He transfers to Ohio State, and then I just did the Ohio State preview with the beat writer for Ohio State, and he's like, "No, Simmons is the real deal. 4-star transfer, got to start at Ohio State, beat out some of the other guys. Man, you got Ohio State talent just sitting here." CJ, wide receiver Cassius Savage, great name, gone. It's in the portal. Safety Isaiah McElvain, he's now at La Tech with Sonny Cumbie. Safety CJ Bakersville also goes to Texas Tech, the Red Raiders. Offensive tackle Javier Leonard is in the portal. Tight end JP Murphy heads out to EW, Eastern Washington. Wide receiver Ronald Gilliam is in the portal as well. Quarterback William Haskell heads out to the Washington Huskies. And that is who they lost. There's some pretty substantial losses there. Would you say so? That's.
And then it seems like they're right to do so. I mean, this is a sinking ship when it comes to looking for a home.
Tough. Now, incoming, they do go out and get Des Melton from the Louisville Cardinals. They also got cornerback Tavion Beasley from the Colorado Buffaloes. Deion Sanders told him to get the fuck out.
Take your cheap ass luggage out of here. I got my Gucci bags.
Oregon cornerback Jalil Tucker, quack. Heading into the Aztecs and the snapper.
Yep.
Oklahoma State defensive lineman Samuela Tulahalamaka.
Nice work on that, Tulahalamaka. And his name is as big as he is. He's huge.
Stud.
Love that guy. What's a modern day?
Modern day. Wow.
Out here in San Diego.
Yeah. Then you got told in this one, Western Carolina Catamount. Raphael Williams, wide receiver, had a big season there in the SoCon. Transfers into the Aztecs. And then safety JD Coffee, 4-star transfer from the Texas Longhorns.
Ooh.
Comes into the Aztecs. And that's all I got here. That's all I got on the sheet here. Would you say they won or lost the transfer portal?
I would say
Sullivan.
I'm going to go ahead and say they lost this one.
Yeah, I'm going to say they lost it too.
Usually, although you can still trump it by having the best player, and I do love that Samuel 2 tackle, but still not enough for what they lost.
How the hell do you lose it when you're in San Diego? You can sell San Diego.
It's such an amazing city. You go down there, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful.
Weather's perfect.
The weather is perfect every single day. Like, why doesn't every single person in the world live here?
Yeah.
And you start talking to people down there. And you're like, oh, all right, I get it now.
I used to do
but people are weird down there. You're oddly conservative. You got a military base down there.
Well, I was about to say, I used to host a comedy show on like 5th Street downtown.
Yeah.
Me and Rob Christensen, and this is a bar fight every night.
Every night,
every single night. Impossible.
I know, and you're like, why is everyone so angry? You live in paradise.
Well, that's the military thing.
I know, it's definitely the military thing for sure.
God forbid you go to the bathroom, you say hello to someone, and everyone wants to punch you in the face.
Everyone's all
fantastic. I do enjoy that. You would think that would bleed into football culture, though. You
would think so.
All right, so the offense you alluded to, Ryan Lindley.
Lindley,
the new OC
Lindley from Mississippi State, Mike Leach staff, the quarterback. He literally coached the quarterback like 5 years ago. It seems.
Yeah, it seems certainly like
he was
not
great
long ago
as a player.
Yeah. Now, scoring offense was 107th last year.
Yeah, not good
for the Aztecs. That's not good. Rush offense 71st. I feel like they've had good running backs for like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Pass offense 116th, total offense at 113. So here's why I'm a little scared about this hire. Not to say that Coach Leach wasn't fantastic. San Diego State's that run that I'm talking about, where they've been to a bowl or a winning season every year since 2009, 14 straight years. They've been a physical, hard-hitting football team that runs the ball, and that's been their MO. Kind of like doesn't really fit California, but like the Wisconsin of the Mountain West.
Okay.
I heard Brady Hoke talk about this. I was at Mountain West Media Day, and that they want
doing fine
be
work.
A little more. Thank you, buddy. They want to be a little more finesse, and I don't know that that's going to result in more wins, but that scares me. It scares me a little bit because you got this brand new stadium.
Yeah.
You're trying to get in the P5. What the fuck is going on here? You got a winning blueprint right now.
You have the snapper and the P5s.
They do return Jalen Mayden, who they look last season,
and he's the headline.
And he was a bit of a, I mean, like the quarterback position was a bit of a disaster at first. And then Braxton Burmeister didn't work out. So they found Mayden, and Mayden played pretty solid.
He's a dual threat type quarterback. Did he play at Mississippi State as well? Did he come? Did they bring him over?
They did bring over a couple Mississippi State guys.
I think a couple
it
years ago
him.
he might have played for a while, so that makes sense. And it's going to really come down to how he runs Lindley's offense.
And they got backing him up as Kyle Crum, who did, I believe, play in the Utah game a lot. Running back wise, like I said, they've always had studs. I worry, but Kenan Christon, the next stud, perhaps. Jalen Armstead, they got two capable backs, even Cam Davis back there. But I worry about the emphasis on the run game.
Yeah, I'm a Jalen Armstead fan, and I think the quarterback will help with the rushing attack. Yeah, like you said, they've always had talent in the backfield, and this year's no different.
They add in Raphael Williams from Western Carolina as a projected starting wideout. They're a little bare here. Phillippe Wesley, who had one reception last year. He is penciled in to be the starter. I also see Brionne Penny.
What about that Shaw guy? Makai
Shaw, 5'10", 175. Got to start a season ago.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him, but they also have a stud tight end in Jay Rudolph that they're excited about. Also Mark Redman at the tight end spot, first team Mountain West a year ago. So
yep. Well, like I said, it's a big question mark. Their offense, they're going to try to spread it out. Obviously they're trying to make it more explosive, so they're not the Wisconsin of the Mountain West with Ryan Lindley. But when I think San Diego State modern days, I think defense. They
power
are
running game,
right?
Great defense,
and they are the flag bearer or whatever for at least that conference in defense.
And they returned 3 of 5 on the O line. Okay, so their numbers offensively 113th a season ago. Even with this shift in philosophy, I expect this offense to put up better numbers than 113.
Yeah, you have to. Come on.
Okay, so that's a step in the right direction. Let's talk about Kurt Maddox, the defensive coordinator. He's a Rocky Long protege. I'm a Rocky Long guy. 3-3-5. He created it.
Love it.
And if you look around the landscape of college football, whether it's Mississippi State, Zach Arnett, who has been running the 3-3-5 via Rocky Long. Same with Danny Gonzalez at New Mexico. And now you have Kurt Maddox, who's breaking it in. Also, you saw TCU running that defense last season.
Yes.
So last season, 19th in scoring defense, 19th in rush defense, 39th in pass defense, charting as the 15th best defense in the country. This is where I worry a little bit. You shift into this crazy offensive philosophy. There's always this thing. Me and Patty C have theorized of like, if you go full air raid, if you go full pass, not even air raid, just all the time passing the ball, it makes your defense a little softer.
Yeah.
And we worry about that. But is this going to be one of these scenarios? Let's talk about it, because on the defensive line, well, you only return.
They lost their top 3 tacklers.
Yeah. And you got you're basically returning 0 starters, but you're bringing in the Oklahoma State transfer.
Right. The talent they are bringing in is dynamic, I would say. Their secondary got some playmakers.
Yeah.
Jean Malone, I believe. Dallas Branch, someone I like.
Secondaries, once again, I feel like they've been good in secondary for a long time. Herm Edwards used to play at San Diego State. So linebacking core. Well, actually, let's talk about that secondary.
Yeah.
Dejan Malone, Dallas Branch, you said, Noah Avenger. They got guys. Cedarius Barfield, great name. Devon Celestine. You got JD Coffey, who's coming in from Texas, where he played in 12 games a season ago. That's a talented room, despite the losses that they had in the secondary.
I mean, they have dynamic talent.
Yeah. Linebacking core, I actually think you should be somewhat excited too. Cody Moon and Cooper McDonald back. Remember, Cooper McDonald used to be with the Washington Huskies. So you're breaking in a couple linebackers, the Aztec linebacker, the legend in the 3-3-5, the Urlacher spot, essentially. They're counting on a new guy in sophomore Kyron White. I'm sorry, not Wright. What do you make of this defense? You think it's going to be better this year in 2023 than 15th? I'm going to say a little regression.
Yeah, I think a little regression. But like I said, this is what they have a lot to, lead up to too, as well, because they have standards that they set. 15th is pretty high number.
Yeah.
So losing the top 2 tacklers not great, but they have Cooper McDonald. They like I said, they're shifting kind of their talent. So I don't think they're going to take that much of a step off.
Yeah.
They'll step up.
It's going to be fascinating to watch, folks. Look, we're going to break down every game on the Aztec schedule. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. But, before we do that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by good old Parlay Play. Parlay Play is a great way to get down on your favorite parlayed player props and football season. Obviously right around the corner. Parlay Play will have all your favorite props. Parlay Play is available in a ton of states, including the great state of California and the great state of Texas. Plus our good friends up north in Canada. Hello, Parlay Play is available in a bunch of provinces. All right. So, and make sure when you sign up to use our code, you'll get a sweet little bonus to get you started. A Parlay Play I like. I mean, me and Sullivan have already been through this. Give me the over on San Jose State USC week 0. Mix that with a little Rich Rodriguez Jacksonville State home opener. That game's at a pick, and parlay that thing away into the night. And I thought I had a third leg on that. We had Navy under, I believe. Yeah, right? Navy Notre Dame under, even though the triple option is no longer a thing. All right. Head over to parlayplay.io. Use that promo code SGP for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Once again, that's parlayplay.io. Promo code SGP. All right, folks, if you're back on the college football experience, I want to make sure you subscribe to all of our feeds. Yes, the Bottom Line Bobs with CJ Sullivan. Man in the box. Yeah, he is the man in the box. But also, besides the college football experience, which you should be subscribed to, maybe you're a San Diego Torero fan with college football. FCS college football experience I host as well, and the college basketball experience. Aztec fans, you just had the greatest season in your fucking existence. Excited about Brian Dutcher in the future. We got you covered. When the college basketball season tips, I will be here each and every single night of the season. Subscribe over there, and also the college baseball experience. They keep a good program. They keep a good program on the daily. There you go. So we come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. Also check out the Big 12 experience as San Diego State could be in that conference in a year. CJ Sullivan, we are back, and 6.5, 7 wins seems to be the over under. Yes. Depends on the book, right? Depends on the book. Real quick, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, since we talked about Eric Coryell coaching Carl Weathers. He also coached another player that went to San Diego State that was also a very fine actor in his own right. And Carl Weathers, that same year, 1972 year. He coached Hunter himself, Fred Dreyer. Oh, goddamn defensive end for San Diego State. How many studs are on this? Jesus. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that, Schwarzenegger played there. Well, now, but right. Brian Sipe, quarterback, though. Yeah, I didn't know he was an Aztec. Yeah, he was an Aztec as well. There you go. But Fred Dreyer and dude, Apollo Creed. They didn't do their own. Jesus. How did they not start to make their own movies there? Let's get a little production company down there. Wow. Buddy. Yeah. The win total 7, we're getting 6.5. Let's get to the schedule. Let's go game by game. And I'll say we skipped over your favorite part. What's that? Of a roster holdover. They're bringing back the kicker, baby. And not just a kicker, a punter/kicker, Jack Browning. He tackles both duties like a real kicker. And guess what? Punt God, innocent. Yeah. Innocent. He is innocent. Completely innocent. On his exoneration tour. Yeah. Gumble set up the interviews. Let's get me a job. I fucked that girl, but no one else was there. And she liked it. Yeah, she liked it. And I was out of there before the time she said she got a raping. How dare the Bills cut me. All right. Looking at last season. Well, first off, last season they were 7-5 in the regular season. They lost the Hawaii Bowl to Middle Tennessee. That's not a great loss, but man, you're right. Close one, 25-23. This is why kicking matters, is because when you look at this, you're like, hey, they almost beat Fresno State, lost by 4 at in the Valley of Fresno there. The 10-point game to Air Force, and then the 2-point loss to MTSU. Kicking matters. They also got very lucky to beat Hawaii a season ago, winning 16-14, and also UNLV 14-10. They weren't as good as I thought they would be last year. No. But let's get to this year's schedule. Not an impressive resume there. Yeah. Week 0. Watch out, because the Ohio Bobcats, who played in the MAC championship, won 10 games and probably would have won the MAC championship if it wasn't for their starting quarterback not playing in that game, Curtis Rourke. And these are the breaks. buddy.
Jeez.
This is a game.
This is a game.
This is like I think it's the best week 0 matchup.
Wow.
I mean, I'll take San Diego State, but I don't feel that great about it. I think it's the spread is currently 3. So
is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say
SDSU's laying 3.
that sounds like a good number because anything over that, I would grab those points with Ohio.
Yeah.
If come towards kickoff, you even get that hook. I'd grab that.
Yeah. I think you're right there. Take the points. I think I would not be surprised if the Bobcats went out right, but I think gun to my head, give me the Aztecs. Nope. You say nope.
Man.
You going Bobcats?
I don't know. That's a tricky opener. I could definitely see them losing and setting a tone just with, I don't like the chaos and I'm trying to form their own conference, go at all these shenanigans. And I mean, obviously, the players have nothing to do with that, but there's enough smoke and noise going on around there. It's tough to stay focused. I'll give him the win. I mean, come on, Come on.
All right, now
that was like pulling teeth, though.
It's the snapper. Nobody goes into the snapper and grabs the dub.
Yeah.
So now the Idaho State Bengals in the Big Sky Conference breaking in brand new head coach Cody Hawkins, former Colorado Buffalo quarterback, son of Dan Hawkins. It's the Big 12.
Yeah.
Idaho State's a mess. I mean, I think Cody Hawkins might be the right guy for the job, but he's got his work cut out for him. 2-0 Aztecs.
Yeah, 2-0.
Win total 6.5, 7, something like
there,
that.
Baby.
Now Chip Kelly comes into the snapper. Chip Kelly's 0-1 against San Diego State at UCLA.
At UCLA.
Brady Hoke came in there to the Rose Bowl, I think a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Got a dub on the road. I think it was maybe the 19 season, 20 season, something like that.
Yep.
So maybe it was Rocky Long. I'm not sure. Either way, a game's very intriguing to me. Oh, what could have been? They could have been they could have just been there in the Pac-12 together, sharing apartments.
Yeah. So what is this half-ass Pac-12 schedule they got?
That's what I'm saying
here. They just want to take a few dates. They don't want to do. They can't get a relationship going on. No.
I got this as a loss.
Yeah, UCLA's a loss.
2-1, and now they head up to Corvallis, Oregon. America. This is the real America's team right here. Oregon State Beavers.
The Beef.
Fucking completely just nonsense that they're not part of this Power 5 thing right now. They're not winning this one. I feel like they're going to be super pissed off.
Yeah.
Oregon State might win this game by 30 points.
You're literally going up to an angry beaver.
Yeah. They got the chainsaw. You seen that turnover chainsaw?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're solid. They sure are. Oh man. Just pack your flannel. Get the hell out of here, San Diego State.
2-2. And now on a Friday night, the snapper's gonna be snapping because the Boise State Broncos and Taylor Green come into old San Diego, California.
The boys are Boise.
2-3.
Now they play. Where do they play? They played at the old Snapdragon Stadium, obviously.
Yeah,
I know the Snapdragon. That holds about
what?
35.
35.
So around there,
something like that, maybe.
And that's a Friday nighter. Can we get the snaps? Can we get it? Can we get it snapping?
They're gonna be at the fucking Torrey Pines. What's going on?
They're Ubering to the border. They're walking to Tijuana and getting themselves some full Zanny bars and zap out, baby.
They're down in Ocean Beach, or Pacific Beach, whatever the fuck it is. You got to win this?
No.
Okay. 2-3, and now they head to up. Now this game, this game's winnable to me because you got Air Force can no longer do triple option. They're gonna be out of the gun. I have no idea how to forecast those teams.
They keep crippling our military.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not defunding it, they're not allowing the option.
I'm saying
lower blocks. I'm taking.
This is the problem with the leadership of this country. You know what happened? I was, President. I think it was Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
That was responsible for the reason why we got the NFL games on TV. Did you know the story on this?
Let's hear it.
So they had this regional battle. So Nixon, a lot of people think he's a bad president. Not me. All right.
Because he had a lot of fans. He did have a lot of fans.
So look, the Redskins, the Washington Redskins were playing. I think it was like, they're playing in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
They were on the road. Or no, they were at home but they had a blackout policy for every team at home. It had nothing to do with the selling out the games. It was just a blackout policy because they wanted you to go to the games, right? Only for the playoffs. Now, fans would go all the way to like Philly to watch the Redskins play. They get a hotel room. And he thought this was so ridiculous that he actually calls up Pete Rozelle and says, hey, you know, we got to meet. And they actually made a deal.
Right.
So he could watch the Redskins play. And ever since then, and they said, we'd return a favor back to you down the line. And they changed their whole policy over this meeting. So in my mind, President Nixon is a fucking saint. All right. Because if not, you wouldn't be able to watch it. All right. So look, all I'm saying,
I can't argue that logic.
Hey, Biden, can you get this Pac-4 thing up to 12? All right.
Yeah, you might. I don't care how old you are. Next bit, you get that done. You got my vote. You 96-year-old geriatric.
So, buddy, at Falcon Stadium, can we bring back? Hey, Biden, can we bring back the triple option? Do some real goddamn work. All right.
Some real military funding.
This is a sneaky game. September 30th. It won't be too cold though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I like San Diego State.
Give me the Aztecs. I take the Aztecs. Pick up that third dub, 3-3.
Let's get the season going.
And remember, they play a week 0 game, so they get 2 bye weeks. Now they head to the Ching Complex Center. Bring your membership card, CJ Sullivan, to take on the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. They should have lost to Hawaii a year ago.
What is that called? The Ching Complex Center?
Yeah, because they're not playing at the. And I play, you know,
is that named after like Tommy Ching, the old Hawaii quarterback?
He's the coach now. Timmy Chang.
Timmy Chang.
Yeah.
Timmy Chang.
So you got the Ching Chang Complex.
Yeah. Timmy Chang, head coach.
No, I got a chance to interview him. He's a good interview, and seems like a good dude.
Record holding passer, right?
Yeah, he was a beast under June Jones. Buddy, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. This revenge game in Hawaii. I think Hawaii's gonna be an improved team. I think they will be too. In Hawaii, always trouble. All right, out there. Give me the Islanders. Yeah, give me the Rainbow Warriors. 3-4, but now they're hosting Nevada. They will win this. 4-4. Yeah. 4-4. So now pivotal stretch. They get their second bye week, and then on November 4th, at the Snapper, they host Utah State. Win. Beat the Mags. Yep. 5. Azzies versus the Aggies. 5-5 or 5-4. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah. Now they head up to Canvas Stadium, take on the Colorado State Rams and Jay Norvell. Loss. Yeah, I don't like that. Too cold, man. Yeah, it is. I'm getting cold. San Diego boys. Yeah. So that puts them at 5-5. Once again, the win total 6.5. Even though we saw a 7 out there, depending on what you like. Shop around for your best number, listeners. They head to CEFQ Stadium in San Jose, California, to take on Brent Brennan and Chevin Cordiero. Ooh, I don't like playing San Jose State in November. Those games are always wild. I remember when Jeff Garcia would game. He'd win 59-15. Like, what the hell's going on up there? Steve DeBerg. Yes, sir. Late finger DeBerg. Oh man, that's got to be on Urban Dictionary. Gave her the old Steve DeBerg. Buddy, this is a loss. Yeah, it's a loss. That's an L. That's a big L. And then Fresno State comes to town. Jeff Tedford. This is a loss too. I think this is a 5-7, 6-6 team. I am on the under. I'm on under as well, and I'm almost ready to. If you find a 7, lock that. Lock it up. Still like 6.5. 7 at DraftKings right now. 7 at DraftKings. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, I would even look at. You want plus money? You get 6.5. Yeah. Oh, but I'll take 7. I'd take under 7. They got to win 8 games to lose that bet. Yeah. Good luck. Please. Absolutely not. Lock it up. Get on over there, folks. We're both on the under. Look, before we get out of here, I had a chance to sit down with College Football Campus Tour, aka Michael Barker, to talk about his travels to the Snapper. And with no further ado, tell me about your Snapper adventures. Here is that. Joining me on the College Football Experience San Diego State Aztecs 2023 season preview episode is none other than Michael Barker, aka College Football Campus Tour. You can give him a follow on Twitter at CFB Campus Tour. And hopefully you're watching this, youtube.com/the college experience. What Michael does is unbelievable. I call him the king of college football stadiums because he's been to every FBS stadium. He's been to most of the FCS, a lot, some D2, some D3. Documents all of this travels, which, folks, it's not like he's just going to one game a year. I mean, he goes to like 4 or 5 games, 6, 7 games a week. Last year, I think he told me he did 3 games in one day. in the North Carolina area. He bounces around the whole country. It's a must follow. He does the photo of the game, talks about the history of the stadiums, certain seats in the house. It's absolutely fantastic, man. So I appreciate you hopping on the show, Michael, to talk a little bit about it. We got a new one. It used to be Qualcomm. Now we got the Snapdragon Stadium.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I'm a San Diego native, so this is my hometown, and I got my finger on the pulse of this whole stadium thing. It's a long story, but the final road is that the city of San Diego is very happy to have such a great new stadium like Snapdragon Stadium.
Yeah, and you saw what the basketball team just played for the national championship. The football team almost got the Pac-12 or whatever, the Pac-10, whatever invite, and who knows, maybe in the future, I think they could be a player, as far as, big time college football, because now that USC, UCLA are in the Big Ten, you got San Diego, which San Diego, people don't realize, like Reggie Bush, Alex Smith. I mean, some great talent comes out of San Diego. I'm probably not even doing it justice by rattling off those. Anyway, I think Junior Seau was San Diego. I think also, not only did he play for the Chargers, but I believe he played high school football there as well. So, obviously it's a new stadium. Have you, tell me the history there a little bit and how many times have you been there?
Yeah. So a couple things, Reggie Bush, Alex Smith, they went to the same high school as me, Helix High School. At the time, Josh Smith was the quarterback. He's the older brother, Alex Smith. Alex Smith's dad, Douglas Smith, was the principal of Helix High School. So know about those. Junior Seau went to Oceanside High School. Marcus Allen went to Lincoln High School. So there's a ton of athletic, talent in San Diego over the years. The history of Snapdragon starts with Jack Murphy, Qualcomm, San Diego Credit Union Stadium. The Chargers were hoping for a new stadium for a long time. There were several voting measures, ballots. They were asking for city funding. They could never get the money that they hoped for. So at the end of the 2019 season, Alex Spanos took the Chargers, moved up to LA, became co-tenants of SoFi with the Rams, and it left San Diego State with a 65,000 seat stadium that was too big for them. It was aging. And so there was another ballot measure that helped secure some funding, and San Diego State secured the site. In 2020, Jack Murphy Qualcomm was tore down, and the Aztecs they took the hit, and they played 2 years in a soccer stadium in Carson, California, which was 75 miles away from San Diego. Whew. And over the course of those 2 years, they built Snapdragon Stadium, 35,000 seats, expandable to 50,000 seats, and started construction in 2020, and it was open in time for the 2022 opener versus Arizona. And I was there, and part stadium celebration, but also celebration for the city, for the university, because other than Petco Park, which was never designed to host football, there was no stadium in San Diego that held over 10,000 people. So it all came together. They sacrificed by playing in Carson for 2 years, and they were rewarded very well. And like you said, the rewards may come from being a top choice for a Power 5 alignment here in the future.
Yeah, certainly. I might be there week 0 for a little Ohio at San Diego State game. Me and my buddies were on a group text talking about that yesterday. So yeah. I mean, you went just one time?
So my policy is whenever there's a new stadium, I got to go for the grand opening. So 2021, I went to UAB when they opened their new protected stadium in downtown Birmingham. Last year, I went to the opener against Arizona. It was a notable game because it was the hottest sporting event in the history of San Diego. It was 100 degrees at kickoff, and they got a national time slot by playing at 12:30. And it was extremely hot. 200 people were treated for heat exposure. 20 people were hospitalized. There were people hiding from the shade. So it got off to a bad start reputation-wise. But as the season progressed, they played more afternoon and night games. The weather cooled. People got to see what a great venue it was. it also hosts women's lacrosse. There's a rugby team. They got an MLS team coming in 2025. So I got there, and it was a tough experience for people who thought they were going to be able to come and just sit there and enjoy it. But I think that, since then and in the future, they're going to learn from that, put it in more appropriate time slots. And for me, I'm looking for an opportunity to go back. Like I said, it's my hometown, and I'd love to go there on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, early Sunday or Saturday night, and catch a game in a new stadium in the pristine San Diego weather. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. Not going to be week 0 because I'm going to be at the Coliseum, but hopefully another game in the future.
Yeah. Amen, man. Amen. And look, San Diego State, I like this program. I hope things work out. Glad to see they have their own stadium now and don't have to rely on the NFL stadium. So like to see that development. Michael, I appreciate you hopping on the show, and folks, get out there at CFB Campus Tour. It's a must follow, as I alluded to. And obviously you can see with all of his travel that he's talking about, he's at the UAB stadium. He's at, you give his Twitter page a follow, you're going to see how much travel he does, because it's really unbelievable. Michael, I appreciate the work you do, man. And I appreciate you hopping on the show.
Yeah, and this time you can report back to me about your experience at Snapdragon. So I'm looking forward to that.
There we go, folks. Remember, week 0, they're taking on the Ohio Bobcats. What are you doing if you're in the Southern California area? Get out to that or the Coliseum. So support college football. All right, Michael, appreciate you hopping on the show, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you next time.
Michael Parker, CJ Sullivan. We got to get you down to the snapper, buddy.
Let's get to the. I like that week 0 call, and then you report back to Michael this time. Michael says you do the work.
Dundee campus tour.
I like it, and like you said, that's the best week 0 game on the slate.
It is. It really is, folks. Look,
I'll have Ohio +3.
And Sullivan's already on the money line with the Bobcats. All right, you can follow CJ Sullivan on the interwebs on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it now, at CJ Sullivan _. Once again, he is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. I highly recommend it. And you're going to hear him a lot on the college football experience this fall. Also give us a follow. College football experience on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. And folks, make sure you subscribe to all of our podcasts, the College Basketball Experience, the College Basketball Experience, the College Basketball Experience. Hey, San Diego State fans, you went to the friggin' national championship. Subscribe, tell a friend. Also check out the College Baseball Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the Big 12 College Experience, and the College Football Experience. We come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also get the SGPN app. It's free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. And come talk college, or really any sport, in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. All right. Until next time, this is the College Football Experience, San Diego Aztecs style. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here. Run and shoot.